Vichitanavaranavakram Shashanka Vividam Kavirajavaryam Pitambarani Mukutarapi Shobhamanam Lingaksham Anjani Sutam Ganesham Smarami Om Hing Han Hamati Namah Om Bando Deva Umapatim Suragurum Bande Jagat Karanam Bande Pannaga Bhushanam Vigadharam Bande Pashunam Patim Bande Shashanka Bhagina Nayanam Bande Mukurta Priyam Bande Bhakta Janasrayam Chavardam Bande Shivam Shankaram Om Ramaya Ramachandraya Ramabhadraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Guru Ramadut Pavana Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai. Namaste Sitaram Shubh Sham Salaam Alaikum Shalom. Pleasant good evening to all. On behalf of Devendra and his parents, I extend a warm and cordial welcome to this evening's puja and satsang that is hosted by them to celebrate his 21st birth anniversary. Give him a round of applause. It is not very often that we get the opportunity to celebrate in this manner with our children, especially in the United States of America. The achievement of an accomplishment of this magnitude, with this kind of discipline, kind of celebration, other people choose to do it different and other how they are. But for some reason they choose to celebrate with him this achievement through the performance of puja and to give thanks to Lord Hanumanji. Why Hanuman Baba? Because Hanuman Baba was an ideal son to his mother. He was a lone child. He didn't have no other sibling. His playmate, friend, and companion was the Prince of Ayodhya, Ramchandraji. In the company of Lord Rama and his three brothers, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna, Hanumanji was allowed the opportunity to enjoy boy days, to enjoy growing up like we did in the community of our birth in our native country. With the hope that as he entered into the age of the majority, that he will be aware of the notion that aging comes with responsibility, and should at any time in the process of maturity and development, that thought should be relinquished or stored in the closet, that then the doors for difficulties and distractions, discomfort and hardship will open itself. And he alone would be responsible for that, because he chose to do what he wanted to do instead of what was required of him at the time. We all want to do what we want to do here, but it is very, very important for you in the process to pay attention, to pay heed to the things that should be done instead of the things that you want to do. By so doing, you will avoid yourself a lot of inconvenience, and your indulgence in that act will bring with it long-term profitability, fulfillment, and satisfaction. But if you choose to do what you want to do, which would have been the thing that you're not supposed to do or shouldn't have been done, then you would have to live with the consequences of that also. These are the things that when we pay heed to in the living process of life as we grow through the wheel of time, would allow us the opportunity to enjoy the best of both worlds. We are living in a world of duality, my dear friends. And in the world of duality, in order to enjoy the best of them both, It is incumbent upon us, according to the history of our Hindu cultural civilization, to secure the camaraderie and the blessings and the companionship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the journey. And by so doing, nothing wrong can happen to you, even though it might be the wrong thing you want to do. That is so predicted in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Krishna says, Arjuna, as long as I am in your company, you can't do nothing wrong in it. So he asked Krishna, how I will know when you're in the company when I can't see you? He said, when you remember me. Every time you remember me, that moment I am with you. The moment you forget me, Arjuna, that's the moment I am away from you. And that's why he suggests to Arjuna to keep chanting my name, so you never forget, to remember, and to remind yourself that I am with you. Because when you forget, the Lord is with you as a traveling companion. It is only then you find yourself in difficulties. But when you continuously remind yourself of His camaraderie with you in the journey, then there will be no reason for panic, no reason for discomfort or insecurities. And how can we do that? By chanting His name. Hanuman Baba did that to you. And because of that, he had earned himself an icon pedestal in the Mecca of the Hindu civilization on planet Earth. When we give worship to Hanuman Baba and we research his creation, his history, his activities on planet Earth, it is only then we will continue to emulate certain disciplines that will help us to be a better child to our parents, a better parent to our children, a good friend to our comrade in the community. That is the only gift that you can give to yourself here, the gift of friendship. Nobody can give that to you. And in order for that to become a reality, it is incumbent upon us to seek the camaraderie and the blessings of Hanuman, so that we, as we will emulate him in the living process of life, may become everything that he is before our tenure of residency come to an end. That we must be a good son to our parents, that we must be a good devotee to the Lord, a good servant to our master, a good citizen to our country, to our state, to our town, to our city, a good neighbor in our village. And that is what is going to breed freedom and confidence that we lost many moons ago. The insecurity that is now crawling into our home and into our lives is forcing us to enter into a state of domestic imprisonment. In order for us not to be a victim of such, it is required of us to give praise to Hanuman Baba. That when we give worship to Hanuman Baba, He will allow us the courage and strength to accept what cannot be changed and to do that which can be done, so that as we would continue up the hill of life in the company of each other, we hope that we may reach its peak, so that when that would be experienced, there will be no room for regret and or laughing. And so with that, as we celebrate the 21st birth anniversary in the company of the extended Hindu family, I would want to share this thought with you with the hope that when you would have paid heed to it, it will allow you the awareness that growing up comes with responsibility. You can't want to grow up and don't have to give and don't take responsibility. You know? So as you enter into the status of man, you're not a man yet, you know? You're just a mature young man. Manhood only enters when you get married. Until such time, people could call you anyhow they want. Boy, man. But it doesn't really mean anything. But the day you say I do for the rest of my natural life, it's only then that you will have entered into manhood. With her mother, that's not there. And another young boy like that, I want to feel the man. And when the hand gets squeezed, the bad. Hand gets squeezed, you're hitting the drum in the wrong place. So what's going to happen? And your hand going to get hurt? Watch how that drum make. So manhood comes with reason. You know, it comes with the discipline, with the principle to agree to disagree. By so doing, there will be no accidents and no unwarranted argument and mouth fight. But when we refuse to agree to disagree and lay claim to correctness, then we have a problem. Because perception is never a perfect science. And when you lay claim to correctness, you're boxing in yourself in a box of danger. So that ain't good to do. The taste of sugar is sweet, and you have plenty of it still on inside here. If I tell you to write an essay on sugar, describing the taste of it, nobody ever use the same language to describe the same sweetness. So that means everybody wrong? No. Perception is not a perfect science. And because of that, when you express an opinion, it is a liberal thought that is identifying with the common denominator. In other words, in grammar, in academics, it is referred to the hypothesis. You know, so you detail your sentiments and thoughts based on your understanding through your experience on that hypothesis, with the hope that it would help to the reader to understand what you are talking about based on this topic. I will have a different approach, but the common denominator will continue to shine, and that is the objective. But when you lay correctness to opinion and perception here, then we have a problem. You know, and at that point in time, civility is thrown out of the window. So we must never at no time compromise civility. It is important for us to understand that when we will desecrate that discipline, that civility that we possess, then our character will be up for scrutiny, and you wouldn't like people to probe into your closet. They might find things that you yourself probably don't know you had. You know here? So this is why it is said that when we give worship and praise to Bhagavan, it allows us the resourcefulness and the resolve and the intelligence to know that everything that is with us, that which we have acquired, that which we are in the possession of, and around us are transient, temporary, and have an expiry date on it. And when we want to convince ourselves of that, we will come to know that for the short time we were given to each other as a family, as siblings, as children, as parents, as grandparents, we were given as gift through these avenues to each other with the hope that in the company of each other we will enjoy the adventure and the blessings of the world of duality. And when time comes to an end here, and we get pushed out of the branches of the tree as fruits, then we wouldn't have nothing to worry about them. You know, that's going to happen to you one day, you're going to get pushed out from the branch of the tree just like the fruit. That is going to happen. Nobody can stop that. But until that happens, it is important for you to enjoy the glory of the freedom. Because the moment the fruit is thrown out of the branches, it is going to get taken by somebody else, you know. And Ramhajo, that's it, he done. But until such time, enjoy the ride. Don't procrastinate. Don't make excuses that are lame and insignificant. Do what is required. Don't lay claim to ownership of time. That's what all of us do. Oh, Baba, we ain't had time. Really? Me too, boy. I don't know how to buy that. But it was never up for sale. We are the property of time. We are like a gum in the mouth of time. And when he's done with us, it us out. So, in the meantime, while you are there, make the best of it. Because when your time comes to go, you will not be allowed to take the things that you have. You will spend the time that you say you didn't have to acquire and to accumulate and to secure. Nothing wrong in doing that, but you wouldn't be allowed to take it with you. So if you utilize that to enjoy whatever is left of the adventure and the journey, when it will have come to an end that you will never have to regret again. That in your eulogy, they were said that he was a precedent of what living life was all about. That we didn't sit down in the couch in the house like a couch potato and listen to furniture with a stove, TV and radio. That we didn't do that. Furniture with a stove. We just spend all the time listening to that. And we consider that living. That is not living life. You are a prisoner to the things that you lay claim as tools of efficiency, so to speak. You are a victim of that little transmitter you're holding in your hand. Because you can't do without it. You might forget your son in the car. You might forget your lady waiting on the ice cold. But you don't go forget that food. No matter where you're there, you're making that return. You come home and forget my phone, that you don't have to come and get it. What about when we didn't have access to it as we do today? It wasn't important. But today we make it a part of the living process of life, and now it is holding us ransom. We cannot come out of our own house now without it. He like a disease. Anywhere you go, he going with you too. You have no privacy. You expose yourself now to the dark world that instrument belongs to also. It is very, very important here to know that, I am Baba, right? I'm a very, very busy man. But my phone day is time, bleaching in the sun. I have nothing to do with where I go in. If anybody called me today Saturday, Baba doing prayers, then I'm supposed to know that. Who you calling me for? Nevertheless, whenever the puja is done and I get in the car, I will take up the phone. If it's an important call, I will go respond. If it is somebody just calling to waste my time, I just leave it like it never happened. But when you make it an important tool of action, then you are compromising your character, the principle. You know what I mean, right? You're exposing yourself to the community that you're a very disciplined person. You don't have control over the thing that you use for your own self, for your own satisfaction. That now it is controlling you. When time for you to sit down quiet and enjoy the peace and silence of yourself while you are alone, now you have this instrument now, they bugging you. Bugging you. So how do you want to move forward? Bhagavan Krishna says that when you chant my name all the time, these things would be little or no importance to you. Hanuman Baba, he always chanted the name of Lord Rama. He was always a devotee of Bhagavan Ram. He was always dedicated in the service of his mother and father. He was always in the service of his comrade, Sugriv, who was the king of Kishkinda. And he never faltered in the performance of his duties, despite the nature of such a duty when it is given to him. He never complained, he never refused, he never procrastinated, he never made excuse. And this is what development and growth is all about here. And when we got to accept the challenges that comes and the responsibilities that comes with maturity, it is only then we will continue to excel in an environment like this. taking into consideration we as a people coming out of the Caribbean basin as a minority group living in the most affluent environment in the world, the United States of America. That will force you to be proud of who you is as a Hindu child here. And may God bless you on a happy birthday, and I hope and pray that with the blessings of Hanuman Baba, you will pay heed to these sentiments and thoughts, because these are the things that is being told to people like you when they reach a certain junctions of transition. May God bless you, and on the occasion of the 24th birth anniversary, on behalf of the Temple family, all the uncles and aunts, all the Guru Bhais and Guru Davins, the entire Gurukul, I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. And Auntie Mala will sing a song for you. And after that, well, the born, we will do the Bhavana thing, and then the entertainment part of the puja will take place. Bolo Mahabali Bhavana Sudha Hanuman Ki. Bhauji, sing a music. Make it blush and make it.
I don't know if you'll see good. It's like you don't see that. No, that's alright. Just want to get the whole.
Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Ho Vrindavan Jai Radhe Jai
have to be done, and we go along, we go check out the list, you know what I mean, right? So we want to have this thing running like a concert now. We have time to waste. Time is very, very important, and actually we don't have ownership of time. So whatever is at our disposal, we have to make the best use of it. In other words, now we're looking for the best bang for the buck. That's speaking in all your language. So taking that into consideration here, I would like to share a bhajan, asking the blessings of the Lord. And it's a bhajan I sing all the time, and everybody does like to hear it from them. But I like to hear it myself also too. I like to hear myself singing over here. You wouldn't believe it. For me, that's not good. So you go like this. Come, be on plan, pray here. Come, Mutilan, take the dantal. It's a nice bhajan. It's a bhajan that gives praise to Bhagavan for being kind to us. It's a bhajan that congratulates the Lord for who He is to us in this world. It's a song offering to the Lord in the attempt to show our love and acknowledgement of His presence in our whole life and existence. Go like this. Kasturi tilakam lalata patale vakshasthale kaustubhyam nasagre madmotikam karatale venu kale kankanam sarvange harichandanam sulalitam kanthi chandutavale gopastri pariveshtite vijayate gopalachudamane Hari Prabhu Aurna Chaitanya Hari Prabhu Aurna You is the source of all sources. You is responsible for me to be here and not here all at the same time. Lord, in this world, you is everything. I am nothing. But yet still, O Prabhu, you accept my prayer. You allow me the opportunity to sail across the sea of life with the hope that I will reach my destination. I chant your name, I sing your praise, O Prabhu, asking the blessings that may allow me to secure the courage and strength to accept what cannot be changed, to do that which can be done as we journey across this insignificant sea. Losing sight of the shore and knowing not where the destination is, O Prabhu, we give ourselves unto thee, asking the blessings that may allow us to see our destination. You know, just like the waters of the mountain when they descend from the mountain peak after the falling rain, it descends with speed and it brings with it into the rivers sediments. We call it muddy waters in different rivers, but when that muddy water would have reached the Ganga, we don't call it muddy water anymore. We just say this is the Ganga river. You see? So it's the same way, Bhai, that when we remind ourselves through the chanting of the name of that all-compassionate Lord, of His companionship with us in the journey of life, there would be no reason for us to enjoy insecurity or discomfort. But we will ever be ready to champion the challenge of the day in preparation to bring in the tomorrow, with the hope that the challenge that it will bring with it at our front door at the dawn of the day may allow us the opportunity to measure our ability to achieve in search of the excellencies we possess, discovering of which will allow us to enter into a state of nirvana. Nirvana is a state of spiritual joy and ecstasy that one can only experience and enjoy, but cannot describe. And so, I'm unable to really define to you the word nirvana. It is an intoxicating experience when you feel satisfied with yourself and your ability to achieve that which is now in your possession, which you once had thought it might not have had been possible for you to do that. And when this is experienced by there is no limitation for you anymore. The sky is the limit, with the hope that your foot wouldn't have to leave the ground. And in order to secure that, it is incumbent upon us to remind ourselves of the Lord's camaraderie, the Lord's companionship with us in this journey. And once we are able to convince ourselves of this notion, there will be no reason for us there will be no reason for our foot to leave the ground while our hands shine the stars. That is not an impossibility, but that is a possibility. If we do what is required of us instead of that which we would want to do. I always advocate to my people, doing what you want to do may not necessarily be the right thing for you to do, but doing what is required of you is always the better thing to do. You know, and a lot of people can't seem to understand that. A lot of people that say, I need this, Baba, I need this. No, you don't need it. A need in academics is a delayed requirement, and necessity, in the other hand, is an immediate requirement. So don't fool yourself. You have to learn to know the differences of need and necessity. And when we are able to discriminate in a positive way here, we will not be economically challenged. Instead, we will be economically viable. We will continue to enjoy the nicer things in life without hurting the pocketbook. And that is called Artha, economic management. And once we could do that effectively, then we wouldn't have any reason to be insecure or uncomfortable. Our civilization teaches us how to do that. But because of our inability to resist temptation, in other words, because of our childlike habits and behavior, we put strain on the system. Anything the eye see, the hand touch. Anything the hand touch, it go in the mouth. That childlike behavior. And when we tell you about it, you say, oh, this is my driver. Yeah, right? And when you get the credit gap bill at the end of the month, you're telling yourself the Baba is right in the month. I've been wanting to make it. You see why? So these are the things you have to pay attention to. Because the things that you are looking at may not necessarily be what you see. And the things that you are seeing may not necessarily be what you are looking at. So you have to pay heed, you have to pay attention to your environment. We are living in a world of duality, light and darkness, deception and perception, profit and loss, exchange, commerce, trade, give and take. We have to be very, very smart in that process. And if we are not aware of the rules and regulations in the giving and receiving process, we will find ourselves in a compromising situation that could threaten our character, our personality, you know, our comfort and security where we live especially. So these are the things. And when we become a student of the life history of Hanuman Baba, we are able to teach ourselves. By studying Hanuman Baba life on earth and who he was, studying him from childhood, what kind of student he was, what kind of son he was, what kind of servant he was to his master, what kind of friend he was to his friend, what kind of brother he was to his extended family members. And so we are, by so doing, in that research, we will find something that that can make a tangible contribution if we put it in practice in the daily living process of life and bring fulfillment and happiness and success to us. And this is why this gentleman, as he celebrates his 24th birth anniversary, choose to perform this puja in honor to Hanuman Baba, to give thanks to Hanuman Baba, and to ask the blessings of Hanuman Baba that may allow him, to champion the challenges that comes with maturity, and at the same time, to be a good son to his parents, a good brother to the siblings, a good human being in the community, a good citizen of the country, all these kind of things, like a good husband to his dulahi, a good mamu to his nephew. I know I get you to smile. Well, dulahin bell ringing now, so we will see about that when we reach at that junction in the journey. But at the same time with that, these are the things that we do in order to secure the preparedness for the coming stage in life. May God bless you. To them children in the community, sister and all the other extended family of the temple life, they come together and they put a little something with the hope that that they could impress him and to let him know that even though he is growing into maturity, he is still a friend, he is still a brother, and he is still a person that they could tell something and they know that he ain't going to hit them. You know why I just talk so and talk like this without you? Because I know they're going to hit me. I don't see this by people me, You crazy? Not for now, because people are very fragile. How they get mad with you, look how small and little I get. But the only thing in me strong is my mouth. So I just talk to people like all you did. I know all you tell me nothing. But me going outside there and say this. Yeah, you crazy the way people want to have stop all the teeth in my mouth to fall out. They don't dropping out already. Then that we problem to roti. That time you're going to be hard to control the tongue in your mouth because soon as you fly out, when you have teeth in your mouth, the tongue will go straight inside your nose. Try it and you will see. Take out the teeth from your mouth. What's my telling already food is not it. If I don't want to accept it, it's the teeth will protect the tongue from going in the nose. But the moment the teeth disappear, that tongue gets liberty, he going where he's not supposed to. All you know that.